I mustn't work from memory. I must consult notes. The maiden name of Fiona's natural mother was, of course, Harvie. Harvie. The same maiden name as Ellen, because, after all, they were half-sisters with the same father. So I might have expected to find a birth entry in somewhere in 1966, as Fiona's supposed to be born on the 26th of June, 66. I might have expected to find a birth entry in the name of Harvie. Nothing actually fits. A boy does fit, perfect fit. Right place as well. Which I believe was Bromley, not Margate. That was where Fiona's mother lived, and that was where Fiona's mother married. And I've just looked, oh yes, the year after Fiona was born. So what strikes me about both Fiona and Karen, my half-sister, and Fiona, who I still call my stepsister, neither of them had a birth entry, effectively, to go with the death entry. Karen was born Karen Ann Oakley. Her name was changed to Montgomery by her mother, by the looks of it, when she was about 3. And I don't know whether that was done by deed poll or informally. Of course, you could say that the vast majority of females die with absolutely no reference whatsoever to the name at which they were born, because they marry and take their husbands' names. These are 2 young women who never married. And yet at death, neither had the name with which they were born. Karen Oakley never died, because her name changed when she was about 3. On paper, that is. And Fiona Green, I'm searching again in vain for a birth entry of any kind. The one that looks most likely for the adoptive entry, a couple of years later than I expected. I could have sworn she was adopted at 9 months. She'd have to have been about 2 for this one. But it's the right name, and it's in the right city, which is Southampton. It's the wrong middle name. And that middle name was obviously important to Fiona, because she passed it on. Don't know where it came from. And in fact, racking my brains now to remember all that Ellen ever did tell me about her family. Her executor, for example, was the oldest of 4. She never mentioned his 3 siblings, that I recall. But anyway, my point. 2 young women who never married died without the names they were born with. And Fiona had none. There does not appear to be an original birth entry, and there should be. I am certain there should be. I know I found it for a girlfriend of mine. Both were cremated. Karen's plot was not kept up after 1996, having last been paid for a 5-year period in 1991. Her mother and brother lived close by until 2007. Which did raise a little question mark in my mind as to why the heck they hadn't kept up her plot, as they were sitting on a house that sold for, I think it was, £1 million. Perhaps it was £500,000. I can't remember now. It was a vast amount of money anyway. They must have had assets of some sort, but didn't keep up Karen's grave, her plot. And I presume no one is keeping up Fiona's, nor Ellen's. Fiona was cremated, and her ashes are in the same grave as Ellen's. Her ashes are in the same grave as Ellen's, and her adoptive father's, i.e. Ellen and her husband. I, for a time, whenever I visited Southampton, kept that grave up a little. Even if I get back to Southampton, as I'm supposed to be doing now, I probably won't get near that grave, I don't think. This sounds like a ramble. I think my point is, no birth entry. As if neither one had ever existed.